of Jesus, all His promise won for me when He paid the highest ransom, once for always, for my freedom. I will boast in Christ alone, His righteousness.
Hi everyone. Hi, how are you guys? Happy New Year. Welcome to 2018.
Wow, I can't believe we're already in 2018.
I know. The time just go by so fast.
It really did.
Welcome to our YouTube channel, Franco-Haitian Youth Federation Young Adult Ministries YouTube channel. We have a great episode for you today, so we hope that you do stick around and watch.
Yes.
So for those of you who are new to our channel, we just want to reintroduce ourselves and who we are and what this channel is all about. So my name is Judy.
My name is Naomi.
And we are the young adult coordinators for an organization called Franco-Haitian Youth Federation, part of the Northeastern Conference, SDA, but you don't need to know all that. You just need to know that this site is about young adult ministries and empowering young adults to be the best version of themselves.
That's right.
Yeah.
And so what's the topic for today?
Today's topic is about mentorship.
Mentorship. And that's important.
Yeah. We realize that young adults cannot successfully navigate young adulthood without people who are older than them, advising them, and leading them. And so before we tackle any other subject, finance, relationship, education, do for your career, we want to establish as a foundation that you need someone older than you to mentor you and guide you in this time of your life.
When did you realize that you needed a mentor?
Well, when I needed a mentor, I guess it is different for everybody, but I think I kind of naturally got a mentor in college.
Okay.
So when I was like seeking advice on what I should major in, or if the major that I was pursuing wasn't marketable, and so like I was an English major, so I just went to my career center, and they just partnered me with a random woman, and it was just like we clicked, and she's just like my unofficial mentor ever since. So it could be in college. I think our parents are our first mentors.
That's true.
But, you know, of course, if you don't have that, like, older young people as their mentors, that's why you have, like, Big Brother, Big Sister programs and stuff like that. So it could start at any time. It's just whenever you feel like you need advice from someone older than you.
I would say, like, since in high school, you know, because when you're applying for college, you know, it's not a simple process. And especially as a first generation, you know, first generation going to college, you know, the process is new for you. And so, like, you wish that, at least I would hope that, I wish that I had, like, somebody who kind of helped me to kind of see through the process much easier and things like that. And then when I got to college, deciding what my major was, and then I became an English major, you know, after a couple semesters of being undecided. And, you know, it helps when you know what you kind of want to do, so that, you know, you just plow through it when you get in there. But, you know, sometimes you just you figure things out as you go along, and there's nothing wrong with that, and you just learn along the way.
That's right. Yeah. What institution should be responsible for providing mentoring? Like, so for Naomi and I, we sought it out, right? But it definitely would have been easier if there was like an established program or something organized that we were from a young age that we could just, okay, I know that that's available for me.
Well, you did mention, you know, it starts in the home.
Yeah.
And, you know, it really helps if your parents kind of already see, I mean, they grew up with you, they raised you, so they kind of see, okay, where your weaknesses are, where your strengths are. And if they can help you kind of, you know, turn your weaknesses into strength, and you kind of already know, okay, you know yourself a little bit better. And so from there, you leave your parents' home, you go to school.
Yeah.
And so now having, that foundation, with the school kind of, they're working with all the students, and if they can, find ways to help you to be better at a particular thing.
Yeah.
I think schools can even have mentors. The church can be a great place to have mentorship, and the community as well.
Yeah. You don't have to have just one mentor. Like, you can have a spiritual mentor, which is a person from your church, someone to hold you accountable for the spiritual things and spending time with God and things like that. You can have a mentor for your professional life, someone who helps you get internships and help you navigate your career path. That's what I had. You can have just counselors, like, to help you with your personal life. Like, someone help you how to deal with your family, how to deal with your friends or your boyfriend or your girlfriend, those mentors. So you can have, like, literally older people that speak into every single area of your life. It's not just one person providing you with everything. Can you think of at least 3 older people in your life right now speaking into your life?
I can think of at least one.
One? Yeah.
I can think of at least one
someone
right now.
who's not in your age group, who's not the same age as you, but who's older. I think having at least 3 or 4 is just so powerful.
I mean, definitely, because then you feel like you're not alone. You feel like you can do it because they've done it.
Yep.
And what I think, because that there is a lack of mentorship in certain communities, kids just don't even try. They don't even think that they could do it. My little cousin, right? She would say things like, she can't flush the bathroom or something. She can't flush the toilet. Not the bathroom. She can't flush the toilet. And I'm like, how do you know that you can't do this thing? And so, even something as little as that, I had to just keep telling her, you can do this, just try. And so if you look at that, as something small, and you think of, like, whether it's attending college, going for your master's, your doctorate, starting your own business, and this is huge. And without that person to look at you in the eye and say, look, I've done it, or look, I know somebody who's done it, you can do it, then it just seems so impossible, and you just give up altogether.
That's right.
And it's like, that mentorship really propels you, really pushes you. It helps you to feel confident and just, like, believe in yourself.
That's right. And there's a pastor, his name is Pastor R.C. Blakes Jr. He has his own YouTube channel, and he's really popular down south. And he said that the secret to success, if you want to know the secret to success, is mentorship, is having someone who's been where you want to go, who's already went ahead of you, and having them come back and teach you what they've gone through and speak to you. That's the secret to success. And I totally agree. I really agree, because I've seen that in my own life. Like, instead of trying to figure things out on my own, like, having someone next to me who's older than me, who's been through it, like, just giving me the shortcuts and telling me, okay, here's what you do, here's what not to do. So it's very, very important.
Or even, I mean, some of us are not so lucky, to have mentors. And one of the things that you can do in the meantime as you look for a mentor, because it's very important that you do have that physical interaction of, that person, whether it's speaking life into you, encouraging you, showing you the shortcuts, definitely finding the right resources, whether it's books, those people who potentially be your mentors right now are writing that book about that thing that you need help with. And if you just, you go to the library, or you even go online, there's so much resources online for free, then you can feed yourself in the meantime, as you find that physical person who could be that mentor for you.
That's right. And Naomi actually did a series on her social media where she was shouting out, like, different entrepreneurs and podcasts and YouTube channels of people that she liked. But I think there were a few that was, like, our age group. Right.
There were a lot in our age group, and these are people in my community, so it helps me to see that, wow, like, so and so did this, so of course I can do it too. If I need advice, I can go to so and so and ask
Right.
them, you know.
Right. And so I think one of the older people I think that she shouted out was Eric Thomas. And I think a lot of people probably know who Eric Thomas is, E.T. the hip hop preacher. If you need
Thank God it's
someone,
Monday.
thank God it's Monday. If you need someone to push you
Yes.
and get you up on a Monday morning, turn on E.T.'s YouTube channel and he will definitely mentor you
Yes.
and help
E.T.
you.
the hip hop
Yes,
preacher.
Yes, he
Oh
is
my God,
amazing.
I love him too.
I can tell you like YouTube channels that I watch, like Joyce Meyer Ministries. I love Joyce Meyer. I also listen. I listen to non-SDAs. You know, like Pastor T.D. Jakes. I mentioned Pastor R.C. Blakes Jr. Like if you're constantly listening to these people, Dr. Myles Munroe, the late Dr. Myles Munroe, he passed away, but his videos are still online for you to watch. These people talk about everything from relationships to family to emotions, how to manage your emotions. And so just tuning in. Actually, if you want, we can put like a list of our
we can put some
favorite
of our favorite
channels.
motivational speakers,
Yeah.
people who we see as mentors. We
Yeah.
can definitely share some.
Share those
Definitely.
links. And so, and book recommendations, Gary Chapman, any of you who are in relationships and you want to like learn, okay, what do I do for my marriage? How do I show love or affection to my partner, whatever? Like Gary Chapman has this whole book on the 5 love languages, which is very, very good.
And
So-
if you have any suggestions, please share with us.
Exactly.
We're always looking for ways to, feed ourselves and feed,
Yeah.
the people in our lives. So definitely, if you have any suggestions, please share them.
Share them below. Share them below.
What do you think, like, okay, if somebody who's watching who says, okay, I don't have a mentor,
Mm-hmm.
how do you think they should go about finding one?
So if you don't have a mentor currently, I would say wherever you are, think of the places that we mentioned. Like if you have a church, is there someone in your church that you can trust, like an older woman if you're a girl, or an older man if you're a young man? I do believe in same gender mentoring, just because the genders, we're different. And so if you're a young lady, I would definitely suggest seeking an older woman. Wherever you are, so whatever your environment is, if you're in school and you don't really go to church often, if you're in school, do you have a teacher that you really respect, that you admire? Like, oh my God, this teacher is so cool. Like, teachers are human beings too.
Yeah.
Like, I'm a
Just
teacher
go to the office
myself.
hours. Check them out in the office hours.
Yeah, or even if you're not in college yet and like a high school teacher that you really like, go to their lunch breaks. Actually, so my school is different. So the students and the teachers have the same lunch period, and the teachers, because it's a small school, the teachers, we leave our doors open. Sometimes we eat lunch in the classroom.
Okay.
Rarely do the teachers eat in the teachers' cafeteria. They eat in the classroom and the doors are open and the students have lunch with their teachers in the teachers' classroom. It's a really cool.
Voluntarily?
Yeah, it's because they want to.
Oh.
The principal doesn't force us to. We want to.
That's nice, yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
So like teachers want to get to know you, and I'm sure you also want to get to know your teacher as well. Like, do you trust them by sharing stuff that you're going through, some emotions or some troubles that you're going through in your life? Teachers. Of course, if you're in college, seeking that advisor, that professor, any person. If you're in actually, this is a good plug for Adventists for Social Justice.
Yes.
Shout out to Tiffany Llewellyn, who, if you guys don't know, Adventists for Social Justice is a nonprofit. It's a group for Adventists and even non-Adventists who really care about things going on in their community as far as social justice. And they've actually started this mentorship program for college-aged students and professionals, and they actually match them together with each other. So if you can check out their website. You can also check out their Facebook page. They have a Facebook page, an Instagram page, and they also have a Twitter page. They are everywhere. So if you also want to check them out, participate in their mentoring program, like, I would suggest that too. Yeah.
For mentors and mentees.
Yes.
So if you feel like you have so much to give, you know, you've been through through this, you did this, you did that. You want to share it with a younger person who's just now starting the process. Definitely sign up and give what you know to somebody who's craving to get some direction. And if you need direction, hey, it's right here for you.
Seriously. Yeah. There's people everywhere more than willing to help you and hold your hand and guide you through whatever your path is. So this Bible verse, which is about mentorship, is found in Titus chapter 2, verses 1 through about 8, right? And if you have the Bible that has the subtitles, this chapter is called "What Must Be Taught to Various Groups." So it literally breaks down the groups and what should be taught to every group. And Naomi, do you want to read?
Sure. So it starts off by saying, "You must teach what is in accord with sound doctrine. Teach the older men to be temperate, worthy of respect, self-controlled, and sound in faith, in love, and in endurance. Likewise, teach the older women to be reverent in the way they live, not to be slanderers or addicted to much wine, but to teach what is good. Then they can train the younger women to love their husbands and children, to be self-controlled and pure, to be busy at home, to be kind, and to be subject to their husbands, so that no one will malign the word of God."
The older women need to be taught too. That's crazy.
We all need to be taught.
Yes. Verse 6. Similarly, encourage the young men to be self-controlled. In everything, set them an example by doing what is good. In your teaching, show integrity, seriousness, and soundness of speech that cannot be condemned, so that those who oppose you may be ashamed because they have nothing bad to say about us. Right.
So the Bible it's interesting because the Bible has something to say about every aspect of life, and it shows us that mentorship is very important because how is the next generation going to know what to do if someone who's done it before hasn't shown them the way?
Yeah.
And to we're gonna make mistakes regardless, but knowing that there's a hole up ahead, knowing that you can better prepare yourself.
That's right. That's right. So do not neglect this aspect. I know it seems very small, you have your friends, you have your social circle who's about the same age as you. You may have an older sibling that you care nothing about, right? Not that you don't care. I know some people have siblings that they love. That's not what I mean. Okay. But if they're 2 or 3 years older than you, maybe you might be looking for someone who's maybe 10 years older than you or a little bit older to seek advice from. And so we encourage you as best as you can to seek out mentors, more than one, more than two, whatever resource you can, online, on the internet, in person, whatever you can. We encourage you to seek out those mentors.
Definitely. And don't be discouraged if at first, it seems like you're not finding the right person, or somebody you thought would be a mentor somehow shows some type of disinterest. Don't let that discourage you. If that's your goal, if your goal 2018, I'm gonna get a mentor, it will happen in the name of Jesus.
Amen. Amen.
In the name of Jesus. We speaking it into existence now.
Yes.
In the name of Jesus, you can have that mentor. Just believe that it's something that you deserve, it's something that you need, and God will make a way for that. And in the meantime, feed yourself with the resources that's already accessible and readily to find, and then look in your environment, and see who it is who is a good role model in whatever it is that you're interested in doing, and start developing that relationship and that friendship. Because sometimes if you absolutely don't know that person, just Not, outrightly saying, hey, you want to be my mentor? Just start a conversation with them and just, build on that friendship. And then you'll, eventually it'll happen.
Yeah, it will.